Hi, I'm Brian Fuller, Editorial Director with EE Times' EE Life, and I'm here to talk to you about one of the most fascinating projects that we've ever come across that probably has ever been done in this industry. We're standing around a Chevrolet Volt, and I'm with Alex Iuorio, Senior Vice President with Avnet, who's partnering with us on this. The only thing I'm going to say is odyssey. It's going to be an odyssey, a 12-month odyssey, 8 cities around the country, the drive for innovation. Innovation stories, stories about electronics, stories about inventors, stories about people who've integrated great electronics. It's going to be a wealth of content. Talk to it a little bit about, from your perspective, what you do at Avnet and how we came to pick Volt as being the symbol for this program.
Well, I'm very excited about this, Brian. I can tell you, my responsibilities at Avnet are largely dedicated toward our supplier base. Globally, we represent, upwards of 300 suppliers. The reason it's so exciting to us is we have so many suppliers who are participating in the project. We all know that technology exists and affects our daily life, but very seldom in one spot hitting such an important initiative, the green one. So to have so many suppliers represented, to have your odyssey, if you will, go over a year and talk about how technology is really making a difference on some of the biggest technological challenges we have in this country embodied in the Volt is what's most exciting to us.
So why did we pick the Volt itself? There's a lot of hybrids, there's a lot of electric vehicles out there. Tesla, yeah, a little expensive,
right.
But hey, it's electric too.
Well, I think the Volt, first and foremost, designed in the United States, right? The design cradle of now the planet, if I might be so bold. And many of our semiconductor manufacturers' products are in the car, designed here, I think ultimately manufactured here, and that makes it exciting for the Americas region.
So I'm the lucky guy who gets to drive this thing around the country. Going to be blogging about it, going to be video blogging about it. We're going to have events everywhere. We're going to unfold these events to you in the coming months with you guys at Avnet. And this is obviously chock full of cool electronics. It's also a beautiful car. It is a chick magnet. And so when I come down to Phoenix, you and I are going to cruise down Scottsdale Boulevard.
I think that'd be wonderful.
And we'll take some video, and I'll prove to you that this is a very, very magnetic car. But we're going to have a really good time, and you're going to follow it on drivefororinnovation.com and also on eetimes.com. So stay tuned. It's going to be a very cool program. Alex, thanks for chatting with us.
Thanks for your time.
Hi, I'm Brian. A chick magnet indeed. We're doing it. I'm telling you, we're doing it. I'm going to hold you to that.
I understand. Much to my chagrin, we're doing it.
So that was the virtual Alex, and now we're here with the real Alex Iuorio from Avnet Express Marketing. Did I get that right?
No.
No. It's the Avnet Express program, but we'll talk more about that later.
We will.
But we're here to talk about your business, not about the Volt, because we just saw about that. We heard about what a cool program that's going to be. So, Alex, you have an interesting perch at Avnet. You get to see the whole world. You have a lot of suppliers, a lot of parts. The business, conventional wisdom's business bounced back. It's going crazier than ever. Is that true?
Well, certainly you can tell by the attendees at the show that there's a certain buzz back in the industry. I think we've recovered to pre-2008 levels, and Avnet's very pleased to be here, very pleased to be talking about our overall and holistic value proposition, and I would concur. Business is good.
Avnet Electronics Marketing.
Avnet Electronics Marketing.
Not as quick as I used to.
That's okay.
Okay, so business is better, but when any economy, any industry goes through a recession, like the one we just did, there's always some discontinuity that happens, and there's some new innovation, some new learning that comes out of that. Are you seeing any of that in the supply chain?
Well, I don't know how much we're seeing in the supply chain. I mean, certainly since we turned down in 2000, there's been a drive toward optimizing the supply chain. Generally speaking, the supply chain gets better all the time. We're able to react faster as a community to all the perturbations within the chain, downsides, upsides, and those sorts of things. And I think we showed in 2008 that our information systems as an industry are strong enough, and particularly with Avnet, to be able to react very quickly to the downs, and now, as you pointed out at the beginning, to the up.
What's going to be the impact, and are we seeing any of it right now, of the earthquake and tsunami in Japan?
Well, we're obviously taking a very mindful look at everything that goes on. We're measuring our suppliers in partnership with our suppliers across 12 to 15 different attributes, which comprehend everything from raw material within the supply chain,
right.
The much ballyhooed resins that you hear so much about, to finished component inventory within the supply chain, measuring that element to decide and create some forecasts relative to amount of inventory, amount of raw materials is there, bounced against how long it's going to take these varying manufacturing entities to come back online and get an gauge of the problem, the opportunity, if you will, as we go forward. So beyond inventory in the supply chain, measuring things like what percentage of any particular component manufacturer's output might be indigenously consumed, in the Japan region. If it's high numbers, it's probably not going to affect the other regions of the world as much as it could. We're hopeful that Japan is responding very well as a community, and we as an industry to this catastrophe. And so far, all the signs we're getting are fairly positive.
So, still early to tell, but it's encouraging, and that's a good thing, because that kind of supply chain disruption would be very, very troublesome.
Right. As an example, yesterday, and not to name specifics, we were able to talk to one of the major Japanese manufacturers who had forecasted a large fab not coming back online until July, and the output of that fab not being realized until maybe the end of September. And as of yesterday, we've now been informed that that entire cycle has been expedited by 60 days. So I think that's encouraging.
Okay. So Alex, the next time I see you, you and I are going to be cruising down Scottsdale Boulevard, my friend.
Yes, we are. And I look forward to it.
Later this year, and you'll see video right here on this channel. And if we can stream that live, we're going to pull that puppy off. That would be amazing.
I'm all for it.
So 2-minute break, and we're coming back with one of our usual special guest shots, John Brueggemann from Cadence. A wild and crazy guy, and you can't miss that, because last time at DesignCon we talked about Charlie Sheen and his close personal relationship with Charles. So stay tuned, back in 2 minutes.